Well, did I just get an applause? I feel like Jay Leno.
Hey,
all right. So I was saying, it looks like it's going to rain, and that's good because we need some rain. Everything's brown, dry, dead, everything. The farmers have been watering the fields a lot. That wasn't the laugh track part. That wasn't the funny part. So, who's with me?
Wait for an answer.
Can you say it one more time? Who's with me?
Forrest locked himself in his cabin. Talking about 12.
Last night I had a very interesting dream, and I don't remember my dreams unless I wake up from it. And it was mafia related, from what I can remember. That's all I can remember. Now I don't know if it was a mafia dream or if Lewis or Jasper visited me last night. So if that happened, can one of you guys confirm that?
It's like nobody wins anyway.
Here comes the rain. It's pouring. Did anybody visit me last night in a dream to give me a message?
So Johnson will have the answer. Johnson will.
I don't know. So another thing that happened that I wanted to talk about was the other day I was at the cemetery. I stopped there to do a quick run, and when I got, I don't know, like a quarter of the way down, I stopped, and the urge to take pictures overcame me, so I pulled out my cell phone, and I started taking some pics. And my cell phone shut down. So I started back up, took the same pic again, and it shut down. And I proceeded to do this five different times, and it shut down every time. And there is no interference in that cemetery. There's nothing there. But it was in like a good 30-foot radius that it just kept shutting down. So I finally got mad, and I said, "You're going to screw with me. I'm going to go home." So I got to my vehicle and I tried to take one more picture and it shut down. So I got home and I took 10 of them, no problem. So I was telling Kathy about it, and she immediately said that she saw a guy dressed like a soldier, and he was maybe from the 70s. She said he didn't look like he was that old. And it was probably him who was doing it. And for some reason, the name Lewis Maxon came into my mind. And if you guys saw my session when I was talking about the Dowd's newsroom, the name Lewis Maxon came up there also. And he ended up buying the newsroom before selling it again, and he was from the next town over. Now last year and a half ago, when my team went to the cemetery and we did a couple sessions there late at night, like 11 or 12 o'clock at night. Before we went home, we stopped in front of this row of graves with American flags all on them. And it was a still night, it was a muggy night, it was hot, there was no breeze. But this one flag was just waving back and forth. Just one out of 20. And we stopped in front of his grave, and it was Lewis Maxon. So we talked to him for a while. And I think that from what she was telling me, it might have been him. But the years don't really fall into place, so there's still a possibility that it's not But I found it kind of odd that I just did a session also, and his name came up. And my mind went right to him, not even thinking about that session when she said that. So I'm going to have to check into that. And that building that was the newsroom, my girlfriend has a shop in. So I may go there one night and do a live session and see if he's there. Maybe he has something to say. Do you guys know Lewel Maxon? Were you friends with him? Does anybody know who the spirit was that was shutting down my camera at the cemetery? I heard something, yep. Lewis, do you know who that was?
Stick around a minute, Hazel.
Haven't done a Matrix session in a little while. My ears got to retune. This speaker here, it's an origami speaker. And it's got 2 speakers in it. Nothing great. I think it cost me like $5. And I bought it because it has batteries. I'm so sick and tired of charging everything. So I bought this. It takes 3 AAAs, and they'll last a while. And what I like about it is it gives that stereo effect. So if I was to plug this into, I'll show you. Plug it into my radio.
Well, after all, the kid is my partner, and
Turn it on.
Go back to South America.
Good. Now, before the idiot
They're quite loud. They don't sound horribly bad. They don't sound too bad at all. What I like about it is if I'm sitting across from somebody or we're doing a session, is I've got the dual speakers and we can both hear it equally instead of just having it facing me. You should be able to pick that up. Or I can spin them around. I can get that stereo effect facing me. They're really nice. And that'll take up that last spot in my pistol case just perfectly. Because I always forget to take that with me because I use it here at the shop so often that when I'm in a hurry and I want to get out and I want to go, I usually forget the speaker and then I'm stuck with just the telephone, you know, or just the radio and nobody else can hear it. So that's pretty sweet. Who's here with me? Lewis. I heard Lewis. Lewis. So, Lewis, how close were you to Mr. B? Were you his right-hand man?
Take a turn, Jackson Gillett.
He had a right-hand man, right?
Eat your dinner.
And how close are you and Jasper? Are you guys really good friends? Were you guys good friends in life?
When you two see Santa.
Yeah, I think I heard a yeah in there. It's funny because I was talking to Kathy, and when I talk to some psychics, you know, and I like to confirm things because I hear things from other people too, and I just like to know for myself so that I know who I'm talking to or what I'm talking about when I tell people. You're right. And I ask, you know, who do you see around me? And the last psychic looked and she went, I think I see Mafia Man. One's a little taller and the other one's a little shorter. And just to see her face, it's like, why do you have mafia men hanging around you? Gives me chuckles.
Addison contains doctor's prescription.
So, I spoke briefly also the other night on my live stream about Sam. I don't think I ever told you guys this story, so people that didn't see the stream or didn't get to see it. My friend Liza owns that shop. She's owned it for a little over a year now. And she called me up and she said that her little girl was seeing something there that she was extremely afraid of, and it was calling her bad names. So I went down there and we did a session, and the name Betty came up a few times, more than a few times. And I asked if there was anybody that could talk to me, and they said basement. So I went down to the basement, and the last time we did an actual investigation there, we met Sam, and we met Carl, who were originals to that building in the 1800s. And I think Sam owned that business. I think he was the owner of the hotel, I think. And he came through, and I asked if Liza, because she just brought in stuff from another home into the shop. I asked if she brought in anything that had an attachment, and they said no, the little one. So that meant that the little one had the attachment. And I asked Sam and Carl if they could help out and get that attachment out of there. And they said yes, they absolutely would. So the next day she called me up and she said that her daughter woke up from her nap and was kind of excited and came up to her and said, Mom, I met a new friend. And she said, yeah, who? And she said, Sam. So I thanked them, and I told her to thank them. And Sam did come through, and he did in fact say that he moved her out of there. And talking to a psychic the following week or two, I asked her about that investigation that I did. And she said, yes, absolutely, there was an attachment, and she picked it up at school. She picked this nasty spirit up at school or nursery or wherever she goes. So, for me by myself, without having a medium or a psychic there, to be able to figure that out and get it and hear it, and then fix the problem, or find the help to fix the problem, that was pretty cool. That made me feel good. And maybe we'll do a session. I'll find more out about Sam or that hotel, and maybe we can get Sam to come through and talk to us also.
Dino doesn't have to be jealous, he's got a fight.
Is Sam here?
Dino.
Sam, can you hear me?
49. School for girls.
School for the girl. Maybe. Sam, thank you. I know I thanked you before, but
Yeah, they forgot to put the hole in the middle.
I was very pleased to meet you, and I've spoken to you a few times over the year, and that was really nice of you to come through and do what you did.
Boxer.
Yeah, I
like to go down there and talk to Sam and the boys again sometime. 'Cause downstairs in that basement was a speakeasy, and we had a really, really cool, interesting night there. So that's it, just a short little session about nothing. Doesn't have to be about something all the time. So I'd like to try and get down to that cemetery again today if the rain stops, and see if I can get some pictures with my phone again, and maybe speak or try to get a hold of that spirit that was shutting down my camera, and see if he'll come through, because that was really odd.
Most of us would like to.
But right now I gotta go to work. Thank you guys for coming through. Have a good day. Goodbye.
Turn back the clock.
Turn back the clock to 1982. 83. Turn back the clock. That's a perfect time for me.
When was this?
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Laugh tracks.